Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Flo and this is my poetry and tarot reading channel where I mostly do tarot reading. So today's reading is going to be about messages from the Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine is not a gender. It's an energy that each one of us possesses. We all possess the Divine Masculine energy, that is the action taker, the doer, and the Divine Feminine energy, who is more on the receiving end. If I refer to the Divine Feminine as she, please know that it's not gender that I'm referring to, it's just the energy that I'm referring to. Please feel free to do your research before you continue this tarot reading. It's going to be a pick a card. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. I have two choices for you to select from today. The first one is the card Gauri Devi from my Kali Oracle deck. It's a very, very gorgeous deck. It's a very fierce but gentle energy that I get from this deck. And as you can see, she has her third eye open. It's a very fierce energy. And she has some blue skin, and I don't know if you can see some scar as well over there. It's a very beautiful deck based around Goddess Kali. And the second group that I have for you to select from is this one, the Wild Woman. It's card number 62. And just to let you know, I just shuffled these cards and they just randomly came up. So make your selection. Pile number 1 is the Gauri Devi card, and pile number 2 is the Wild Woman. Feel free to pause your reading here, take a deep breath, listen to intuition, and if you feel called to listening to both readings, please do so. Hello, pile 1, who picked the Gauri Devi card. This is a very open reading. I wasn't planning to record a reading today. In fact, I've recorded 3 readings from December till now, and for some reason, they either get disappeared, they get lost. Even after I spend hours editing the video, they just disappear. So I was like, that's a big no. So I'll just stop here and not push for it. I'll just let it be. And when I was cooking, for some reason, I just had this moment where I was like, Divine Feminine. I was like, what? What's Divine Feminine now? And I was like, I need to do a reading, but what reading? So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like a surge of energy in me. I'm very exhausted. I haven't slept well. Had an exhausting day at work as well. But I don't know. I have all this energy and I'm very, very calm, very like ready to unwind kind of energy. And I was like, okay, I have to do this reading. And believe me or not, as soon as I was coming up to record, I saw like 2222 like on my kitchen clock, and I was like, okay, now I definitely need to do this reading. So it's going to be fairly open. I only have intention to bring you message that you need to hear right now from the divine feminine. Divine feminine can be the universal divine feminine energy. It can be the divine feminine energy inside of you, the energy that is vulnerable, that we don't feel like showing everyone. That's that divine feminine energy. It's the nurturer, it's the caretaker, it's the giver. But on the other hand, people often mistake as divine feminine as always being this very fragile. She's not always fragile. Like, divine feminine knows how to embody this vulnerability, and that exactly is the strength, because divine feminine knows when to exert boundaries. She's confident. She is not ashamed of her vulnerability. So connect to the divine feminine energy inside of you. Put your hand on your heart. Just ask for your divine feminine energy to give you the message that you need to hear. You can even reach out to your ancestors. My grandma came through. It was really gentle energy. I met her last just before she passed away in 2019, and I still remember her touch. So I don't know, I just felt that kind of touch. So maybe your ancestor, maybe your grandparent, or someone from your lineage wants to come through. Connect to them, ask them for advice. It can be absolutely anything that you are seeking for, and you shall receive. That's my intention for you, that the message that you need right now finds you. You know what the crazy thing is? Last time when I was recording, I spent an hour trying to fix my laptop and my setup, because I'm very new to YouTube, and I'm just experimenting with a bunch of things. It took me an hour and it still did not work. Like, I was going to give up, but then I was like, no, you have to do it. I did it, and then the video disappeared. I have no idea. I spent like hours editing it as well. Oh, it was frustrating, but anyhow, I'm going to hope that this recording goes up. What messages does Paula need to hear? Divine feminine messages does Paula need to hear from divine feminine? It's too many cards. So many cards. Messages does Paula need to hear from the divine feminine energy? I heard you know. Do you know something? Maybe you know already what you need to hear, but maybe you need a validation. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. See a weapon. Powerful energy coming through. I'm already getting a certain energy. This deck, by the way, is very new. It's the Kali Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. It's a very, very vivid and beautiful deck. It's very new, so I'll still refer back to the book, just so I don't miss out on any key messages. You're stuck between two things, but you know what choice is right. I think the divine feminine, like the inner child, the vulnerable side of you is repressed. Like, how do I describe it? You know, when you love someone so much, but they're not good for you, but you decide to keep up with them anyways, because you're like, who else is going to, be with this version of me, because I've never showed this version of myself to anybody else. So who else is going to, be with this side of me? So you just keep up with it. Like, feel you're very repressed, like your vulnerable side. It's kind of feeling like misused. You're stuck between two things. You can see two skulls. It's I don't know if it's going to catch in this camera. It's very bright in this camera. It's all red. Maybe because of my LEDs. But you see two skulls and this hooked sword thing. And this sword, it has a gemstone. It has a stone. It's like, if you're not going to take this step, I'm going to intervene, is what I'm hearing right now. And you think that if you make a choice and you know what the right choice is, you know the right choice is to either leave or set a boundary or whatever it may be, you know the right choice. Do you think if you make that right choice, you're going to fall into the abyss? It's like you're hanging by this thread. Can you see that little thread between the two skulls? There's a thread there. It's just hanging by a thread. And the thread is passing through the eye sockets of both of these skulls, over there and there. Feeling very intense, toxic energy. It's like whoever or whatever this is, they know what you know, like they see what you see, if that makes sense. And you just want to cut them. You don't want them to access what you see anymore because they don't deserve it. You know what's right for you. You're just too scared because yeah. I'm not feeling too great right now. Like, they know exactly how you move. They know exactly how you see. They know exactly how you think. But they wouldn't know what's coming if you let go of them. Because they're going to think that you depend on them, you codepend on them. You can't run your life without them. And they can misuse your boundaries, for example. They can manipulate you or whatever it is that you're going through. It's a very, very dark energy that I'm feeling right now. No wonder why I was not wearing my ring the whole day, and suddenly before this reading I was like, I want to wear this for some reason. But you know what? You're going to be protected because at the bottom you see this bowl. You see this bowl. This belongs to Goddess Kali. She has this bowl with the demon's head in the actual image of Goddess Kali. She's going to carry you. She's going to take that burden with you. Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone is what I'll definitely tell you. You're not alone. You're not going to fall. You're going to be taken care of. I don't know if you know the story of Goddess Kali, but she was born out of pure rage to kill one demon. She's the most savage goddess that I know. Like, literally, I look up to her. And I got this deck after getting so many dreams and images and everything of us. Like, I saw her all around me continuously for a few weeks, and I was like, okay, she wants to tell me something. Some people are even scared of her, but she protects those who really need that protection. She's the most savage queen out there. Like, literally, she's a badass. But on the other hand, she's very generous, very subtle, very protective. I'm going to read this card. It's card number 9 and it's called Khatka. I'm going to read from the book now. I'm going to read from the book because this book is very long, by the way, in description. It has like 3 pages of description. So I might read it all if needed, or I'll just read what's necessary. She wields the holy sword of divine severance, empowering the soul in radical letting go. See, I told you, letting go. She instills the courage to bear the pain of loss and the wisdom to realize the secret blessing that can only arise when we embrace change. Where our strength of will may falter, she intervenes to ensure we do not sabotage our ultimate fulfillment and spiritual progress. See, I told you, if you don't do it, she's going to do it. The divine is going to intervene so badly, it's going to be even more like, what the hell just happened? But the first thing when I was shuffling was, that's what I heard. Like I literally heard a whisper in my ear, a very deep, assertive whisper saying, And I was like, what do I know? What do I know? What does this person know? You know exactly. You know it exactly. You just need to decide on that. She will not allow our souls to be ensnared in any kind of deception or trapped in fear. See, I felt that heavy energy. She's the liberator and her sword clears the path, revealing truth. Khadga in the Sanskrit word for sword. Devi Karasta, sorry if I can't pronounce it, means the divine mother who wields the sword. What is this sacred weapon? The sword surveys, breaks, and destroys. It can be a symbol for truth and the need of the soul to let something or someone go, even though the attachment of the ego may demand that we remain connected out of fear of loss. Exactly. Or fear of pain of loss. Devi Kali's sword is a symbol of her will and her attainment. Her sword knows which attachments require severing and when and how to obtain such release. Even when the holding on, perhaps out of fear or guilt or doubt, denies us the capacity to even consider walking away, her will prevail. Sometimes we invest in a relationship, a situation, a place, or an opportunity because we feel it is needed and beneficial, only to realize later, if at all, that we have outgrown it. You, my dear, have outgrown it. You deserve something better. And I'm going to get more cards you need to detach from your ego, basically. When Kali Devi's sword appears as a message, she advises that whatever we are struggling with and should be handed over to a higher power. She will survey the threads of attachment, and we can trust that if someone or something is meant to remain in our lives or to return, according to divine love and wisdom, then so it shall be. If we need to go against divine love to keep something, it can only create suffering. You're in this situation, place, or whatever out of fear, and divine love, selfless love, real love, doesn't come from a fear, doesn't come from a place of pain that, I'm going to hang on to this person because it causes me pain. Like, yeah, I understand that letting someone go is not the easiest, and I've been there many, many times, multiple times, with many situations, people, no words. But if we come from that lost mentality, we are only going to welcome more of that, because Who we are is what we bring to us. We align to what we are, right? So we need to be in this place of confidence, assertiveness, boundaries, and divine love, selfless love, to give and not only give, but receive this kind of love as well. You already know what you need to let go of, so I'm not going to get some cards for that. What I will get cards for is how do you let go? How do you go about the situation? I think you need some sort of protection as well. Sleepless nights. Sleepless nights, but not for the good reasons. I was just looking at my hand, I'm like, I look like a hot mess. But it kind of reminded me of this phase in my life, and I was like, okay, interesting. How can Pawan go about this letting go of? It's not the easiest, but let's get some advice for you from the Divine Feminine. Can you please get some advice from the Divine Feminine? How can Pawan let go of this place, situation, person, relationship, whatever it may be? Please get some advice. You know. We have the High Priestess. You know. You know. You know. You know. I can't say this enough. You already know. And I can't make anyone do something. I can only try. The guidance that you receive, whether through this video or, I don't know, numbers, messages, random music lyrics that you hear that somehow just click. Like everything is telling you, run, like just leave, like go, you know? But it's you who decides, do I want to listen to it or do I want to continue ignoring it? And this is coming from a person who has never listened to her gut instinct. I only started doing that a couple of years ago. How I see it is that if I don't listen to what my heart is telling me, it's kind of a disrespect to myself. If I can't respect myself enough by listening to my gut instincts, then how the hell do I expect someone else to respect me? Right? You can't expect someone else to do something which you can't even do for yourself. Does that make sense? So if your gut instinct is telling you, go, like leave, run, save your life, stop wasting your energy. Like I feel this very savage energy suddenly. I feel this very savage energy suddenly. It's like your best friend being like, girl, you gotta leave. Like you can't stick around for so long. I can be that person. That's not a problem at all. Like I'm getting very savage suddenly. But listen, if you choose to ignore everything around you, all the validation that you need in the world, you can continue doing that for weeks, months, years, but it's only you who can make that decision to actually listen to it. And the biggest validation you can ever have is what your gut is telling you. If you don't feel good, if your gut is telling you that no, this means no. You need to respect yourself. This is a form of self-respect, and not in an egoistic way, in a genuinely loving and protective way. You are your own protector first. Then only someone or something else can do something for you in return, right? You have to do it for yourself first. No one else can do it for you. You know, the high priestess. We have the justice right here. The scales. It's you who decides which way the scales are going to tip over. I'm really drawn to the clouds. You're so stuck down there, like in the buildings, like the tall buildings. You're so put off by the granular view. You can't see the bigger picture, and you're just having like these fuzzy thoughts, fuzzy mind. Either you're gonna get a slap on the wrist, not literally, figuratively, I'm saying. I think the slap on the wrist it can be from someone close to you, like your friend, your mom, or whatever. It can also be from yourself when you just have that moment and you're like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I've been wasting so much of my time not listening to myself. I feel so stupid. You're going to get some sort of slap on the wrist that is going to basically kick your butt if you don't, you know? And if you still continue going on like that, you're going to implode. It's going to burst. It's not going to be a good sight. But on the other hand, no matter what you decide to do, I don't see anything as a wrong decision, a wrong choice. There's only what's best for you and all the other options that you have. It's you who decides, it's you who narrows it down. So either way, you're going to learn something out of it. If you choose to listen, maybe you're going to see the opposite side of this. You're going to see what something nurturing actually feels like. But if you decide to still continue it like it is right now, then you're going to explode. And maybe it's going to be the best release of your life, like the best release. I don't know if you've been here for years in this phase situation or whatever. But either way, there's a positive in whatever you do. It's just you who decides how you want to do it, right? We have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and that's not anything new. You have all the facts. You have all the facts you need. Like, I don't know if you can see, but the girl, her dress, it has an article on it. I'm trying to read. It's about I think it's about political equality or something like that, like men versus women kind of thing. It's like gender equality for politics, right to vote, sorry. That's what the article is about. And it's in reverse. You have all the facts you need. You know when you doubt something, like you have a gut instinct, like this person has done something, but I don't really have any proof. Do I go by my gut or do I not? You either have it, but you're pretending not to see it, or maybe you're just waiting for it. You're like, for me to make my choice, I need something tangible. So you're just beating around the bush and waiting for it. And I'm drawn to this feather. You're just riding on this feather. You're in the clouds, you're like, oh, it's all okay. Nothing's wrong. You know everything's wrong. You know. And we have the Hierophant in reverse. My nose got itchy. Yeah, again, there's a book here. There's an owl here. You're waiting. You're waiting for something tangible to tell you, like, look, this is what this person did. And this owl is sort of reading this book to a little girl, which reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. And she doesn't look too happy. Like, she's just sitting there, and, like, in her own world. Like, you're forcing a child to read something. She's not happy. She's just there. And the owl, like, so engrossed in that piece, like that text the owl is reading. You're either like in this denial phase where you're like, oh, it could mean that. Maybe it's not that. Maybe I'm just overthinking. But you're not happy. Like, you're like that child in, like, the picture. Like, you're not happy. You're being forced to go through this, and it's not making you happy. Like, it's really making you sad. I don't see any other trees either in here. There's only one little tree here, very sparsely sprouted as well. I'm hearing barren land, or somewhere where you can't grow something. It's not a nice place. It's like a very humid place. It's very foggy as well. It's nighttime almost. It is nighttime. The moon is in the gibbous phase, I think it's called, like almost full. The revelation is round the corner if you're waiting for it. The revelation is round the corner, and it's not going to come easy. Nothing comes easy. But you need to know that whatever is grown where it's not supposed to grow, it's not going to last long, if that makes sense. Yeah, like in here, that's the phase of the moon. It's kind of waning. And I don't know if you can see, like, I don't know if you can see. The moon is almost full. It's like you're behind the curtains, you're waiting, your emotions, the floating, the flowing, and you're just waiting. Don't do that. Mm-mm. Don't do that. What should Paul one do instead? Let's hear more about that. What should Paul one do instead? What are the next steps for Paul one? That's what I'm gonna get for you. Next steps. Let's get a move on, chop chop. That's what I'm hearing. Like, come on, Badja, chop chop. Time for you to move. I don't know about you, but although no matter how saddening letting go of a phase is, it is bittersweet and nostalgic. Sometimes it gets very melancholic for me at least. But I don't know why. I just feel very, like, a sigh of relief that it's over. I have nothing with me right now. I'm very empty, but I'm glad that whatever toxicity I had or whatever it was that I've outgrown is gone. Like, it's out of my way. I'm very proud to have made out of it. I didn't get the outcomes I needed, maybe, but I'm at peace. My peace always comes before. Like, this is just like the feelings, life is full of endless cycles. You're not going to be stuck in one cycle for too long. And if you don't embrace it, you're always going to play catch up with yourself, like catching up with time, a race against time. You're either going to be too stuck in the past, and it's okay. Like, we learn from our past. It's okay to revisit it and learn from it. And I wouldn't say I'm a pro at letting go of the past. It takes years. It sometimes takes a lifetime for some people, but you need to let go of it. You need to move forward. You need to keep it where it belongs and be present. And it takes years of healing, of working, of consciously putting this effort in yourself, reframing, rewiring your mind. And it all starts with one step, a decision to let go. And one should never regret it, because you know what's best for you more than anyone. You know exactly what's best for you. What's the next step that part one should take? Next steps part one should take. Go, move away. Take your bags, move away. Six of Swords. There's a boat. Those are your emotions. Just ride them away. It can't get more blunt and straightforward than this. There's no easy way. There's no... I often find myself in this dilemma where I'm like, how do I tackle this exactly? And I'm a very organized, structural person where I'm like, okay, step one, step two, step three. And often I'm like, how do I, go about this? And it just comes like whoosh, like you just have to do it. No planning, nothing is gonna be enough. It's not. It's no, you're just kidding yourself at that point. You just have to go and do it. Can't get more blunt than this. I'm very sorry if this is too salty, but I'm very honest. It's not, you're not happy, my dear. You see how little water there is. Like, there's just streams of water. There's no emotions for them to give back to you. There's no respect for your vulnerability. And again, what did I say? If you don't respect yourself, you can't expect someone else to respect you. You're feeling like you're in the dark. You're feeling tied up, but you're actually not tied up. And what's interesting is that in front of this lady, there are no swords. Like, she has swords around her over there, but in front of her, nothing is stopping her. Nothing is stopping her from walking away. Her feet are not tied up. Her eyes are tied up and her arms are tied up. She can still walk if she wants to, but she's choosing to stay there. She is choosing to stay here in that sparse river, stream, ocean, whatever you want to call it. Go while you still can. Go while you still can. What's at the bottom of the deck? Page of Wands in reverse. This is what's waiting for you. This is what is waiting for you. A new way. We have the Ace of Pentacles. You have a beautiful, beautiful life ahead. I don't know how old you are. Age does not matter. You might think, I remember at least when I was 16, I used to be like, oh, okay, my life is finished. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm never gonna find myself again and blah, blah, blah. But God knows how many skins we have shed as human beings our whole life. Our skin, okay, now I know why I was saying that. I wrote a poem around seasons. I don't have it with me right now, otherwise I would recite it. But it was around how many seasons I've shed. And day before yesterday, there was another poem that I heard online. Don't remember the rest of it, but I do remember this, that your skin, even your skin sheds in 27 days or something like that. So why shouldn't you? Why should you stay in that place when even your skin grows out every 27 days? I'll get one more card. What's waiting? Let's look forward, shall we? Let's look forward. I think I've put it enough salt on you, metaphorically speaking. Mean no offense, I've been there. We still go through these shitty phases. But you know what? Life would be very boring without them. Like, just imagine if you, I want you to do this right now as I speak. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Put your hand on your heart. What it would be like not having fear inside of you anymore. You have a lot of love still for your friends, for your family who are there to stay. You have so much love for yourself. Imagine waking up one day without this place, person, situation, relationship, whatever it is. You don't have to text them anymore. You don't have to go to that place anymore. You don't have to do anything related to that thing or situation anymore. You don't owe anyone anything. That thing, person, place is gone. There's no fear anymore. Do you feel free? Sure, might feel empty because you have nothing to do. You might wonder, what am I supposed to do today? Because I don't have this place, person, situation who I text or go or do something for. So you go off and decide to do something nice for yourself instead for the first time in a very long time. Go to a cafe, get something for yourself, go for a walk, play some games, listen to some music that actually makes you happy without anyone interrupting you. Take a long bath, read a book, anything. It feels new, doesn't it? It feels different. You're not used to it, but it's good. Now keep that emotion in mind. You can you can open your eyes now if you've closed it. This exact emotion that you have right now, use it to envision what it would be like and take that step that's necessary. I feel liberated right now, if I'm very honest with you. I feel like I've crossed a bridge. I can see crossing a bridge, like jumping over a bridge. My hands are doing a lot of this right now. What's coming for pile one after they let go? Okay, that flew out. The hummingbird. The hummingbird is all about embarking on a new journey. The very beautiful creatures, iridescent in color, right? The hummingbird is all about embarking on a new journey. And so are you. You're embarking on a new journey. Very positive card. Very positive. That's all I had for you, Pal One. I hope these messages were useful. I'll see you next time. Let me know down in the comments below if you wish to. If this resonated, I'd love to hear more from you. And I shall see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pal 2. This is for all of you who picked the Wild Woman card. This is going to be your reading. Just as I was cleansing, reshuffling my decks after Pal 1's reading, I was looking back to something. I think I was looking back to my Oracle decks. I feel like you're in this looking back kind of energy, but it's a very proactive energy that I feel, because your card was the wild woman as well. She's very free, very open-hearted, very fiery as well. I feel like you're in this very like just looking back, okay, this is how far I've come. That kind of energy, which I was feeling. But just to give you a bit of context on why I'm doing this reading, I basically recorded like 3 tarot readings. I edited them and everything, and for some reason or another, they kept getting lost or deleting themselves or disappearing, or just something silly that kept happening to them. And I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, I spent so many hours. So that was like a big, like, no, you are not doing a reading in this period. I have no idea why the universe or whatever it is that you believe in, like for me, the universe was like, nope, not doing it. You don't, no, just not working, just not gonna, just no, just sit down. So I was like, okay, let me stop fighting it, because I've tried 3 times trying to record, and even during those readings I kept getting interrupted. So I still persevered, which was like, I was very stubborn. I'm a very stubborn individual when I want to do something. So I still did it, and then after putting so much effort and hours, just no, just didn't happen. And suddenly what happened when I was cooking earlier today, I was just listening to music and cooking, and I just heard Divine Feminine out of nowhere, and this gush of energy, which felt really nice. And I was like, what's that one about? Like, just wondering, like, what's that about? Divine Feminine. And I was just very called to do a very open reading for messages from the Divine Feminine, basically. And this Divine Feminine can be absolutely anything or anyone, or just the universal Divine Feminine energy. And as I described in the introduction, the nature of Divine Feminine, you can connect to the Divine Feminine inside of you. You can take a deep breath, ask the Divine Feminine in you, what messages is it that you really need to hear? Like, if you have anything specific in your mind as well, you can definitely ask that. My intention for you is to give you what it is that you really need to hear from your Divine Feminine right now. Part 1 was super interesting. I spent like, I think an hour behind it or something easily, even though I'm doing only 2 pals today. Usually I do 3 pick a card groups, and I just end up waffling, not waffling, but talking. This is your energy coming through, isn't it? Yeah, it's your energy coming through. I just, like, when I changed my word from waffling to whatever it was, I got an image of someone adjusting their tie. It's like you're giving yourself a finish. Don't know what's that one about. Let's find out. I'm very interested to dive into your reading. But yeah, so that's basically the context of this reading, and it's like 1 o'clock right now and I'm still recording. I hope this reading really like uploads. Like, honestly, I'm fingers crossed. I hope this uploads. I'll be like the happiest girl. Because I've tried so much and it just didn't go through. I mean, we have like the Venus retrograde, so maybe the energy is lifting up. I think the last days is the 29th or something. I'm not too astrologically well versed. Just a tarot reader, just a medium. So I do know that we have the Venus retrograde going on right now. So maybe this is like kind of like an uplift from there. Part 1 was pretty intense, but we did sort of convert it into this very savage thing. Like, a lot of savage energy coming through, and it was a good finish off. Like, we finished off on a positive note, so I'm very happy about that. So the first part that I'm going to get for you is, what is it that you, my dear pal, too, really need to hear right now. I'm just organizing my cards before I shuffle. I saw someone reciting lines, remembering lines, like whether it's for like just before the show or before an exam. And this is basically what I'm seeing in the back of my mind right now, out of nowhere. No idea what's going on. But let's get the overall message that you really need to hear. And I'm going to pull a card from my newest deck, the Kali Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. A very, very beautiful deck. Adore it. 2 bits. And yeah, I'm feeling like, before a presentation or the big reveal, the big moment, you get very nervous, but you're excited, you're confident. It's a mix of things going back, you're looking back. That's probably what that look back was about. Like, you're looking back to see, like, okay, I've done everything okay now. That's what I'm feeling. What is pole 2 really need to hear right now from the Divine Feminine? What is pole 2 need to hear from the Divine Feminine? Again, Gauri Devi. She came again. Oh my God. Okay, I'm very excited. I didn't see her shiny lips before. It's like she's wearing a lip gloss, like me. Like looking dead straight in the eye. It can be very scary, but it's not. You have all the knowledge that you need. You have a crown that you don't see. You don't see yourself like how the world sees you. You've gone through a lot of hard work. Maybe you cover it up sometimes. You keep moving forward no matter what, because you know exactly what you want. I'm hearing I'm very proud of you. I don't know who that is. Could be your family, friend, ancestor, your higher self even. Sorry, I wasn't looking up because I was just too indulged. Got very chills at the back of my spine for some reason. Not for a bad reason though. I'm going to read from the book because this deck is pretty new and I don't want to miss out on any messages. I just dropped something, sorry. Mic drop. Nothing more to say. I'm just saying like random stuff that's coming. Like I'm getting so many things right now. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. And the card number is 43, adds up to 7. 7 is a very transformative number. It's about change, at least for me. Looking up, looking up, looking forward. No, I know I was looking up, but looking forward. You have something good to look forward to. I'm very excited to. I really want to know what this is all about. The first word in the description is champion. You're a champion. I said to you, you have a crown that you don't see, right? This is what I meant. Champion of the sweet souls with fierce hearts who are underestimated and passed over. She who's gentle as the day and ruthless as the lioness, who is the capacity within the awakened heart to realize, to overcome obstacles, to have faith without any evidence of victory. To have faith without any evidence of victory. And to rally the spirit until the right moment to act and win is felt. She's non-conformity and the freedom to be one's truest self. Recognize your own beauty and value, irrespective of whether another has the capacity to behold it at this time. You shall shine. Couldn't say you shall shine. You shall shine. You shall shine. It's a tongue twister. I felt a bit playful there for some reason. The divine feminine is often misunderstood. She's stereotyped as weak and passive and therefore underestimated or dismissed, or as devouring or castrating, so is fade and spent. Yet, she is not one thing or the other. She is the wisdom of what is needed. Gauri is the secret softness and the light that is part of Kali. We could call her Kali's bright shadow. That's very juxtaposing, but it makes sense, right? Gauri is domesticity and accessibility when Kali is wildness and mystery. Gauri is bejeweled with gems, Kali with skulls. Gauri is dressed beautifully in a sumptuous attire. Kali is naked, smeared in ash and blood. Gauri shows how to operate within social systems, while Kali rejects and disrupts social conditioning. Gauri creates harmony and connection, whilst Kali is autonomous and independent. Gauri's culture, while Kali is untamed. That's why we had the World Woman card. So what I see right at the back of this is choose the World Woman card, but Gauri, on the other hand, is the other side of divine feminine. Like, she's the wisdom. While, as you hear, like, while Kali is untamed, Gauri is domesticity and culture and love. She is wisdom. There's two parts to it. And I think at heart, you're very untamed. Like, I just feel like ruffling up my hair right now. At heart, you're very untamed, but you've had to put some sort of structure around yourself, but that structure is not necessarily bad. I love doing poetry. I love tarot reading, and I knew for a fact that before I got into the corporate world, I was like, I could never sit in one place and do a 9 to 5. Like, I always move around. Like, I can't sit in one place. And I've sat in this chair from morning, right? I do 9 to 5s and I enjoy it because I get to learn so much. So it's not always bad. You just have to find your version of a balance. You have to find your version, your expression, right? That's why I kept seeing those scripts and those tightening up your ties before the final show, that finishing, which I said at the beginning of the reading as well. That's exactly what it was. Let's get some more cards to see what situation or thing is it exactly about. Actually, I'm going to get a different set of cards. Change of plans, right? You might be doing some last moment changes before you finally reveal the bestest version of yourself. Version as in like showcasing your abilities, like I'm doing very big hand gestures, like my body language. I do tend to move my hands a lot when I'm speaking because I love presenting. But my hands usually stay till here, but for you, I'm doing like this. So it's very exciting, to say the least. I'm very excited. The card that I'm gonna be pulling is from the Wild Unknown deck. Forgot who it was by. I think it was by Alana Fairchild as well, but I'll check. Need to get a clarification for Gauri Devi. What is this exactly about? What situation is it all about? I'm very keen to know. Then we will get some more cards and dive into it. I'm very playful. I was very savage in the last reading. I was just telling like, no. You gotta respect yourself, girl. That's what I was doing in the last reading. Don't tell them. But for you, I'm very playful. Super, super playful. I'm rarely like this, at least in front of camera. These cards are pretty hard to shuffle as well because they're round. What is this exactly about? This wisdom, this final showdown. What is this exactly about? Can you please clarify, Gauri Devi, for me, please? Divine Feminine, please clarify, Gauri Devi. What is this exactly about? Yeah, you feel like someone's watching you. You feel like someone has their eyes on you, so you need to do your best. It's very natural, to say the least. So you have two sets of cards. These are very... I can't think of an alternative word, but these are kind of like low energy, like shadow energy cards that are coming up. We have apocalypses, which literally sort of is similar to apocalypse. I keep saying apocalypse. What's an apocalypse? Apocalypse, which is literally similar to that word. And then we have the underworld. The apocalypse card, I see like some jewels here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're like jewels, and we have this eye at the center, and this imagery is reminding me of a kaleidoscope for some reason, like kaleidoscope with different, like, don't know how I'm doing this, like, you know, you're coming out of something. That's what I'm seeing for you. Going to find some hidden jewels. You might find a talent that you didn't know you had because you kept beating yourself up. This underworld card is all about your shadow aspects, like your fear, your doubt. Can I do this? Yes, you can do this. Yes, you can. So apocalypses, it's removing the veil of deception, the deception of fear and doubts, right? Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two desperate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is lifting the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, now seen and unearthed, no matter how reliving it is to witness them into the light. When I was reading the Gauri Devi's card, she was described as the bright shadow that is illuminated. If you don't shine light, like, we all have dark aspects, but we can't acknowledge them if we don't shine some light onto them. We need this light, we need this wisdom, right, to be shone onto them so we can see what is it that we exactly need to be doing to overcome them. Yeah, I feel you're going to be discovering something new. It could be related to a hairstyling course that you want to do, or drama. I'm getting very like drama kind of theatrical vibes right now. I used to love doing drama when I was in high school. Shakespeare, The Tempest, really wonderful. And I always used to put myself down because I used to be a very chubby kid. So I always used to like put myself down, like, oh, I'm not as good as the other kids. And I had a lot of responsibilities as a kid. So I couldn't fully dedicate myself to drama as much as I wanted to, but feeling like similar energy to that. Yeah, you're going to find something that it's going to really illuminate you, no matter how. I've already read that part. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the real truth, right? The regeneration is the most important part. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms, like, again, like stories, very theatrical. When in light, the unknown becomes known and guides the way. This is really, really beautiful. I'm very, very happy for you. Very happy for you. So I'm going to get some cards to see what advice that the Divine Feminine has for you, so you can embody this apocalypse energy, this overcoming your fears, and Gauri Devi's energy as well. May her blessings always be on you. It's an energy, right? Whether you believe in God or not. It's an everlasting journey to figure out what you believe in, because you always have to break your old patterns whenever some new information comes and find a new way of thinking. What energy does the Divine Feminine have power to in order to embody this energy of Gauri Devi, this apocalypse? That was a nice shuffle. You might be saying a lot of things to yourself. Make sure you are conscious of what it is that you're saying to yourself. If you can't say good things, don't say bad things, right? It's always better to not say anything than to say something bad and ruin something. That's what I'm listening right now. What advice do we have for how to, so they can better embody this energy of Gauri Devi? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Too many cards, too many cards. Okay. I'll take all of them one by one. Right off the bat, Nine of Pentacles. Look at this beautiful energy. Nine of Pentacles is all about, like, Nine of Pentacles for me is like collecting all my inventories and being like, this is what I've created, and now it's time for me to sit back and enjoy it, right? And while you are enjoying it, you still need to be cautious, considerate, maybe even, of how it is that you're spending. What feeling do you have related to this money, this wealth, this abundance? And abundance doesn't always have to be related to money, right? It can be related to your talents, your passion, your pursuits. And this lady, she has these very beautiful earrings. I don't know if you can see. They look like hand painted earrings. You can't, of course, tell, like Flo, how can you tell they're hand painted? But they remind me of hand painted earrings, right? It's very beautiful. Five of Cups in reverse. It's time for you to leave feelings that do not serve you anymore. It's time for you to leave feelings that do not serve you anymore. And there's no, I said this to Pal 1 as well, but in a different context. There's no other way of going about things than to just go through them. Same with here. There's no way of overcoming your fears than to just accept them and swapping them with things that actually are important, and most importantly, believing in those things that you tell yourself, whether like phase only work because you believe in them, right? So I didn't replace phase with good things like I am talented, I create a life that is filled with my passion, for example, and believe in it. If believing in something is like the strongest form of divine feminine energy, because it's a creative energy. Divine feminine energy is very creative. It's regenerating, like the Empress, for example, in the traditional tarot. Not in the traditional tarot, in the Light Seers deck, sorry. There's a pregnant lady, like the Empress is a pregnant lady, but in her womb she has the earth. She's Mother Gaia, like Mother Gaia, however we say it. She's the mother, right? It's a very creative energy. And just when I say it, 3 of Wands. You have endless opportunities coming your way if they have not already. You just need to open yourself up. You can't see what you have for you if you don't dare to go to the top. You need to dare to go to the top to be able to see what it is that you have open to yourself. Let me rephrase that. You need to first get up there. You need to let yourself to get up there. You can work all you want, but you won't get up there if you don't believe that you can. That's the first step. And once you're at the top, you will be able to see with all your skills, all your talents, like, okay, I have these many routes open to myself for all of these opportunities. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Sorry, I took a pause here. I was hearing some stuff. 10 of Cups is all about emotional fulfillment. So either what it is you're doing now is not emotionally fulfilling you, and you need to acknowledge what is not emotionally fulfilling you and swap it out with things that actually fulfill you. And you need to do a bit of research, right? No one is going to, of course, by chance, maybe you'll just see something that might be of your interest, but you need to research, you need to try and, go by trial and error to see what it is that you actually like. But what I'm actually getting from this card is that although the waters may be murky, your energy is like these fishes, like they're going in different directions. And that's exactly what you need to do right now. Like, you need to go in different directions, see what it is that actually aligns with you, that aligns with your passion. Like, before doing my tarot reading channel here, I used to do short readings on my Instagram. But it just didn't sit well with me. So I moved here just to do my tarot reading. So yeah. And last but not least, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is like the ultimate creative energy. Like, I'm ready to go, make something new. It's like a magic wand. And you can see, like, there's a rose blooming from her book. For that rose to bloom from that book, you need the book first. You need to go and do your bit of research and read and find what it is that's actually aligning with you. It's very, very exciting. This is what your divine feminine wants you to know, that you need to allow yourself to be creative. You need to open yourself up to what it is that's out there. And most of all, you need to replace your fearful thoughts with meaningful ones. And if you can't improve something, at least don't make it worse by doubting yourself even more. because there's so much energy inside of you. I'd even go as far as saying maybe you should just dance, sing, anything creative that gets you going. If you do yoga or any meditation or practice, clear your sacral chakra. It's a very creative, like all of the creative energy stored there. Sorry, and maybe work with crystals as well. This is citrine. It's yellow. It's one of my favorite crystals. Just makes me really happy. Makes me feel creative. Um, So that's what I had for you, Pal 2. I hope this resonated. Feel free to comment down below if it resonated. And I'd love to hear more from you, and I shall see you next time.